Hello everyone, happy Monday. It is me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean. And we are just about 4 minutes away from starting today's Tabata HIIT circuit. Keeping it super, thanks for asking. I love the super Tabata HIIT circuit. I think it gives beginners a little bit more time to figure out what the move looks like before the first interval is already over. And I think it gives those of us who have been exercising for a little while an opportunity to figure out the format and then to really start challenging yourself on the pace. I know for myself when I'm exercising for funsies that it tends to take a longer interval for me to challenge myself to really get that heart rate up. Maybe you're young and lucky and your heart rate gets pretty high as is. We're going to start off in just a couple of minutos. 3, in fact, for today's awesome workout. I'm going to set this timer because I'm baking a cake. It's a cheesecake. All right. Make sure you have some water for yourself. As always, I would definitely recommend putting on some music so that you can feel inspired to just keep moving. Cool, and we'll start in 2 minutes from now. Yes, I did say I'm making a cheesecake. I went blackberry picking, and I made my own blackberry reduction for a lemon curd cheesecake bar. And if you live nearby, I'm here in DC, let me know. I will happily give you a bite. Y'all, I have that AC set at 83 degrees, and it is still like, hello there. I will power on. It's warm in here. Let's go ahead and step away from our desks. My computer's frozen, but it looks like Jen commented, so everything should be going just fine. You know how computer life is. Better safe than sorry. Come to me, internet. There we are. Also, something about watching yourself exercise on 2 screens at one time. It's just a blast. Okay. Yay, everybody. So step away from your desks. If you have the opportunity to use a weight, you only need 1 weight today. You can hold it in both hands. If you only have light weights, you're welcome to get 2 lighter weights to challenge yourself and brace them against each other for a little bit more control. Some of today's moves are going to work to challenge your balance. So we're not just going to be staying in one spot very much. We're going to be asking you to shift the weight right and left. Let's go ahead and shift that weight right and left to begin with as we start with some lateral side to side step taps. Maybe if you're feeling real good, you can already start to add in a little bit of a hop. I encourage you to add as much height and distance in your movement is possible. However, if you're like me and you're apartment living and you can't just jump as much as you would like to, we're almost back at the gym, y'all. But you can still get a great workout, low intensity. Let's go ahead and add in some big shoulder rolls, rolling that arm to the back, and taking notice to pull the lower abdominal core in. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. We're just gonna reach up overhead, so tap it out. Side to side, find a big reach. Start to rotate, not just through the shoulders, but rotating through the core. 4 more to each side, then we're gonna do both arms at the same time. In 2, 1. So both arms will reach up. Let's start to move a little bit faster. 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Keep that belly drawn in. Open those legs nice and wide. Alternate toe touches. Starting to get a nice little stretch on the back of the legs. If your legs are really tight, think about shifting the weight. 4 more on each side. 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Let's do some air squats. Squat, press up through those heels. Keeping it nice and slow to begin with. We got a lot of squats coming our way today. 4 more. 3, 2. Going to start to challenge your balance. Add a knee drive. So squat, knee drive. Squat, knee drive. And you don't have to go down all the way. You can give yourself a little baby squat. Maybe your abs are really tired and it's hard to get that knee all the way up. You can always just press up a little bit onto your toe. Let's get 4 more each side. 3, picking up the pace a little bit right here. 2, shifting the weight back, glutes back, weight in your heels. Awesome. Let's come on down to the end of the mat. We got some planks coming up today. So we'll warm up that body just a little bit more, really making sure we're engaging those abs with some inchworms. Reach all the way up towards the ceiling. Pull your belly in tight. You can bend your knees if you need to. Walk it out. Take a moment, shift your shoulders forward, and then walk it back. Go for 5. Make sure you're still breathing. Feeling a little dehydrated today. I already stated that it's warm in here, and I've made it even warmer, turning that air conditioning off, exercising while you're dehydrated. Ugh, it's like starting the race and not having the right fuel. Awesome. When you get to the top, let's just go for a little side to side lunge. But I want you to keep those hips low. We've already warmed them up, so if you can resist standing up in between and then coming into a lunge, just shifting side to side as you get to the edge. Your knees are pointing in the same direction of those toes. Bring in a little bit more love and attention to those inner and outer thighs. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit more warm. Go ahead, step your feet together. Take a deep inhale, stretch up towards the ceiling. Exhale, just reach down towards the floor. Let's do 5 more of those. I want to bring a little more love to the back of those legs. Make sure you keep that belly pulled in tight as you hinge over. And it's okay if you need to bend those knees to hinge over if the back of your legs are really tight. Let's go ahead and just forward fold right here. If you're feeling really tight and your back hurts, release your hands down on the floor in front of you and shift the weight a little bit forward. You can start to pedal through your heels. If you're all the way in a dangle, keep your heels down on the floor and just gently bend one knee and then the other. Start to find a stretch more throughout the glutes, the hamstrings, maybe even the outside of the hips as you twist your hips. If your shoulders came all the way up towards your ears, draw them back down your back. Find a little bit more length. And notice how doing so probably helped you to straighten your back out a little bit more. Your belly can, remember, be supported on your thighs. Let's go ahead and gently roll ourselves all the way up. Inhale those arms up. Exhale, relax your arms down. All right, so we're away from our desks. We're a little bit more warmed up, loosened up than we were when the day started. We're gonna come right into our first move. So remember today, we're going more for Super Tabata, so we're doubling up the time of each interval. Our first move, as intense as you wanna make it, is alternating heel taps and then a push forward. I'm gonna challenge you to keep your arms up overhead as much as possible, because the more that your arms are up overhead, A, it's going to challenge your heart rate a little bit more, and B, it challenges your mind. I noticed this is hard for me to keep those arms up overhead. They want to relax down. So if you find yours relaxing down, that's okay. We have 4 sets for you to try and do it. You can keep things slow. If you're not able to jump, you can always tap forward. Otherwise, instead of a jumping jack out, think about doing a jumping jack forward, and you're pressing up towards the sky. All right, I'm gonna try and jump with you for round 1, but you know I get scared of that neighbor. All right, we start in 3, 2, 1, begin. So if you have some music going, this is a great one to find the beat for the music. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you're just dancing along to whatever you're listening to. If you can get a lot of forward and back in your hop, awesome. And if you're just doing a little baby hop like me, or maybe just pressing onto your toes instead of just doing a step forward to get a little bit, oh yeah, arms up, more intensity. See, so much to remember. Starting to open up those shoulders a little bit more too. Take a break by finding those swings down and up. All right, shake it out. Shake through those hips a little bit. Shimmy your shoulders. 10 seconds till we do the same move again. So alternating heel taps and press it up to the sky. Begin. You can really hop it out right here also as you're bringing that heel up. If I could, I would barely have my toes on the floor. And remember, if you need to take it a little bit easier, you can either step or tap it to the front. Still really pressing with those hands though, to warm up those shoulders a little bit more. Yes, round 2 is done. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit differently for round 3, instead of tapping to the front, tap behind. Work a little bit more of the back side of the leg. All right, have fun. Just getting those heart rates up. Move 1, here we go. Really see if you can get that forward back motion, especially with that hop. As much as I love work from home, I am excited about getting back into the gym and challenging this intensity in an air-conditioned environment. Yay, 5 seconds left right here. 2, 1, take your break. One more time through. Slow down that exhale, bring your heart rate down. Keep moving your body a little bit though. 5, 4, 3, 2, last round through. Maybe you do a little bit of both. Well, keep those arms up if you can. Oh my gosh, so many things to remember if you're trying to switch around direction of those heel taps. I know you hear me breathing. Let me hear you breathing from home too. Three, 2, yay, we made it, y'all. Grab a quick sip of water. We're gonna come right into our next move. It's gonna continue to challenge our lower body. Okay, so starting from the center, and it's your center leg that's going to do the movement. You're going to step out. You're gonna come into a mini squat as you tap out to the side. Bring that foot back in. Keep the weight in your heels, sit even lower, double tap. And then step to the side again. So step in, squat, tappa, tappa. And if you want, you can hop. Tap, lower, double, tap. If it's not working for you to get really low, or if you find that you're double tapping, and instead of double tapping with your glutes towards the back, you're double tapping with those knees shifting forward, I want you to stay higher, keep the weight in your heel, and just find that tap to the side. All right, so alternating each time we start in 3, 2, 1. Start from the center nice and slow. Step out, feet together, tap, sit down, lower, double tap. Other side, step, feet together, tap, lower, double tap. So you always lower yourself a little bit more for the second and third tap option to add in a fun lateral hop. And remember, you're working to find that intensity. Ooh. So think about stretching those glutes back until you feel that stretch in your glutes. Take a break. So maybe you move a little bit slower so you can really focus on stepping, tap, shift back, tappa, tappa, with a nice flat back. It is hot in here. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the other leg, stepping out, begin. So step together, tap, sit down, double tap. Step to the side together, tap, lower, double tap. Continue, tap, down, double tap. Switch sides, tap, down, double tap. Tap, sit down, double tap. How low can you go in this second little double tap? Because you know it's just gonna be for 2 taps. And then you get to switch to the opposite side. Because I'm being such, take a break. I'm being such a nice lady. We're alternating sides each time. So you got 2 more rounds. 2 more rounds to focus on getting low. Bye, Uncle Buck. 3, 2, 1, begin. So step out, tap, sit, double tap. Maybe you stay low as you pass through, just like we were practicing in our warm-up, so that each time you're really focused on getting a little bit lower. Hips are shifted back, weight is in the heel, you're pressing up through that outer leg. Oh my gosh. Yes, take a break. We got one more time through. Oh, come to me. All 83 degrees of air conditioning. All right, 10 more seconds. Last time, last time. Then we get to hit the floor. Then you'll wish we were standing. Let's begin. Lower down, step, tap, tappa, tappa. One of my favorite episodes ever of The Simpsons was when Lisa was learning how to step tap. How to tap dance. She's very bad. And the teacher just keeps saying, tappa, 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 tappa. That's where we're at right now. Tappa, tappa, tappa. Come on. Are those glutes firing up? They should be stretched towards the back of the room. The weight's in your heels. You feel the fire. You're done. Awesome. Grab yourself a sip of water. Let's make our way to the floor. Have a weight nearby, because the second move we're doing down on the floor, it can be weighted.
feel mean. I feel mean, but next up, we've got push-ups. You know what? I'm gonna be a little bit nicer because I definitely told you in the description that we were straight up doing slow push-ups. Oh my gosh, my quads are on fire. But we're gonna mix up the pace of our push-ups. So we're gonna do regular push-ups, slow push-up, one of each, and then we'll repeat that set, so technically 2. All right, if you need to be in tabletop, be in tabletop. If you can be with your knees back, do it. If you can be on your toes, if you can find some combo of those moves, go for it. If you have any questions about your form, please reach out. We start in 3, 2, 1, begin. So I want you to go for a full push-up, especially if you're on these knees. Ow, my elbow. Press all the way down, push all the way up. So your chest is coming down, your whole body's coming down in one straight line. You can keep your toes on the floor. I don't know why, my toes just like to come on up. But you'll notice that even though I'm going really slow, I'm making sure not to roll myself down. We are not a ball, we are a push-up. And if you're having trouble, step those knees in and just focus on bringing your nose and your chest down and then pressing up through your hand palm. Take a break. All right, so next up we're gonna go for a slow push-up. If you're being smart for your body today, if you're taking the worm out, you can still do your slow push-up from tabletop position. Find 3 points on the way down. Ready? 3, 2, begin. So 1, press into those hands, palms, hold. 2, press into those hands, palms, hold. 3, and then push yourself back up. You can do the same thing with those knees back, and you've started. 3, 2, 1. Ow, my elbow. And then press yourself back up. So you're just taking a pause, a little pause in that push-up. Maybe you have to take an extra pause at the bottom. I would rather you step those knees in so you can really put that pressure into your hands, palms. Take a break. Challenge that upper body with proper form. We got 2 more rounds. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Shift that weight forward, hands, palms under shoulders, and get started. So if you're not getting anywhere near the floor with those knees behind you, I'm sure you're getting some good work in of finding that pause. I just want you to step those knees in a little bit closer though, so you can get a little bit closer to the floor and see how much more challenging it is to press yourself up when you're really providing the proper resistance and form. 10 seconds left right here. You just got 1 more round of push-ups to go after this. No other push-ups in today's workout. Take a break. But we will have another set of planks. But there'll be a break. All right, ready? Last round of push-ups starts in 5 seconds. Find any stretches that feel right for your body and set yourself up. 3, 2, begin. Find that pause. Oh, I forgot. We could just do regular push-ups. So if you want to just do regular push-ups, if you already got in 2 rounds of pause push-ups, $20 seconds left. Just make sure you're still working. Are you feeling those arms starting to burn? Five seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, if you found you were still really struggling, even by being in tabletop, I want you to always feel, especially while you're at home, like you can stand up. You can challenge yourself in a push-up against the wall. You can challenge yourself in a push-up against your desk. Any sort of just resistance where you're really working to lower that body like a lever and press yourself up with control, you're gonna start to see a difference. All right, so grab that quick sip of water. We're staying on the floor. I just stood up to let you know it's okay to modify as much as your body needs, because we got to start somewhere. Next up, we're going to start with a kneeling hip thruster. If your knees are really hurting and you cannot kneel down like this, just come on down onto your backs and you can do a glute bridge hip thruster. Find your weight. I'm using my heavier weight. I do have some lighter options nearby. My toes are together behind me. My big toes are gently touching and pointing towards each other. We're going to hold this weight up overhead, press down through our shins and knees. Squeeze your glutes to lift yourself up. So not using those arms at all for momentum to fling yourself up. If your arms start to get too tired, you can always bring those hands palms to your chest. I want you to really squeeze those glutes and be pressing your hips forward at the top though. Are you all ready for this? All right, so you see that amazing tripod I have with my knees and toes. We start in 3, 2, 1. Begin. Arms stay up overhead, so just squeeze and lower down. I stay on one spot focused, and I want you to control on your way down as well. So you're not just collapsing down. Keep those shoulders gently drawn away from your ears and that belly pulled in tight. So we're resisting any sort of overarching of the back as we lift up. You just don't want to reach those hands behind you and overarch the back. Keep that nice stack of your upper body. Awesome. Take a break. Relax those arms down. You can shake them out. You can tap those toes out. Wiggle your feet. We're going to do that same thing again. Ready? Arms up overhead, belly in, begin. Press up, squeeze glutes, lower down, up and squeeze. Shoulders pull down away from those ears. Keep going. So I'm saying shoulders pull down away from the ears. I just don't want you to be reaching all the way up towards the sky. Shoulders are down, draw that belly back in again as well. Find that little squeeze and thrust at the top. You want to challenge yourself and have some fun? Add a little circle at the top. Oh, take a break. A circle on that hip thruster can really just help you get in a little extra stretch, feel the burn, have a little bit more fun. We got 2 more rounds, so consider giving it a whirl. 3, 2, 1, arms up overhead, shoulders retracted, belly in, press up, maybe swirl in one direction, lower down, lift up, hip circle opposite direction. I'm lifting all the way up and pressing forward though, and then with control, getting that circle. Oh my gosh. 4, 3, 2, 1. Wow, way to go. One more time through. Finding that circle at the top really brings those quads into play a little bit more as well. If the arms up overhead are keeping you from finding that circle, just keep your arms relaxed down. You can even just lift up and circle. Begin. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Ah, so much burning. I'm going for 3 circles in each direction before I am kind to myself and lower down for just a sec. Oh my gosh. 10 seconds left. Oh, wow. Just gonna keep going, come back to just these hip thrusters. Wow, y'all, we made it. Oh my gosh. Take a moment, extend those legs in front of you. Windshield wipe your feet, bob your toes. We're staying down on the floor for one more round of planks. One more round of upper body and some back moves. Oh my gosh. And then we're gonna stand up and challenge our legs one more time, challenge our balance, and finish on the floor with those abs. All right, so move your weight out of the way. Next up we have plank swimmers, and then we have Superman swimmers as well. We're going swimming because it's so hot outside. So we did these plank swimmers last week. Again, you can be on your knees or on your toes. You're gonna bring one arm all the way around like you are doing the crawl. You can either just make one big circle, or if you're actually a swimmer, you can practice bringing that arm around, leading with the elbow, and then bringing it back in right over your head instead of that full range of motion, especially if that full range of motion is too much. So again, you're going for a row, and then your hand is coming around and just coming right back in, just like if you were competitively swimming the crawl. For our back option, if you can extend your arms all the way in front of you, great. If you need to, you can leave your feet on the floor, press the tops of the feet into the floor, and just roll back with the hands, or allow those legs and glutes to squeeze and lift up as those arms, elbows draw back towards your hips. Did you like your extra break? Cool, let's go ahead and get started. 3 more rounds of work to go, 12 minutes. We start in 3, 2, 1, plank swimmers. So press up onto those hands, palms. The wider that your feet are, Fred, the more stable your base is going to be. I want you to keep that weight shifted forward though, so that we're not in down dog doing swimmers. You're in a plank, and if you need to, you can bring those knees to the floor. But we got 10 seconds left. 10 seconds left. You only have to do this move 2 times today. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Worst case scenario, you just hang out in a plank. All right, lower yourself down towards the floor. We're going to draw our elbows towards our hips to lift that upper body up. Your choice. Remember, if your feet come along for the party, you've got 2 rounds. So if you want to just focus on your upper back this time, go for it. Begin. If your feet are staying on the floor, you want to press the tops of your toes, the tops of your feet on the floor so that your kneecaps lift up and your quads are engaged. The same way that they would be if you were lifting those legs up. Keep your neck neutral, so no wrinkles in the neck. Eye gaze stays down towards the floor. Maybe you just see a little bit more of it. As you work with control to exhale, bring your elbows closer towards your hips, and inhale with control, lower down. Yay. All right. Press yourself back up. Give yourself any stretches that you want, any cat-cows. So we're going to do 1 more round of swimmers, and then 1 more round of back work. Which is the more challenging for you? I'll tell you which I think when we're done. Ready? Begin. Keep that belly in tight. If you notice that you're sagging with your belly, or that your hips are going up towards the sky, bring those knees down. Hang out right here. Just keep moving. But challenge yourself. Are you bringing your knees down because you have to? Or are you bringing your knees down because it's hard? You can always just hang out in a plank. Maybe you move a little bit slower. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Prepare yourself for our breaststroke Superman. If you have the space and you can get that full extension forward, it's just a little extra stretch in those shoulders. Do it. Otherwise,
You just work with what you got. I mean, let's be real, y'all. There are people in prison living in an 8x10 cell. They're working out at home. They're looking good. They don't have anything else to do, and they don't get to choose what they eat either. So just make it work with whatever you've got today. 5 seconds left right here. Can you add those legs? Yay! All right, take your time. Stand yourself up. One more standing move. One more seated move. You're gonna want a light to medium weight for this next round. We've got a bit of a peel-off press coming up. So a peel-off press, I'm gonna start nice and light. Peel-off press, can really be holding on to anything. You can even be holding on to just a weight plate, pushing those hands palms together, starting at your chest, and then bringing it right out. If you're using a dumbbell, try to resist a little bit the urge of just allowing it to rest on the top of your thumbs. You'll notice a whole different kind of engagement if you're really pressing out without that support. Okay, so the full move is going to be starting with your weight close to your chest. You're gonna step back into a back lunge, press forward, and then twist towards whichever leg you have extended. We're gonna alternate legs because I'm a nice lady. Awesome. I'm gonna hold the weight like this. I think that feels a little more sensible for me. All right, y'all. Last standing move of the day starts in 3, 2, 1. Begin. So either just stepping back, press forward, rotate from the core, not just from the shoulders. Keeping that core tight and rotating towards the side. We're adding in that extra challenge of really stepping back into a lunge, extending forward, twist, and pressing up through your front heel, not through the back heel. So round one, focus on how you're standing up, whether you're stepping back or taking that deeper lunge back. You're pressing up, take a break through that front heel. Same exact move coming around again. Three, 2, 1, begin. So step back or lunge back, get nice and low. Can you bring that back knee closer towards the floor? Step up through your front leg. I'm gonna give you an option for the last 2 rounds to change this into a bit of a back lunge wood chop. I'll show you what that looks like as we get to between the next 2 rounds. All right, so if you want to go for a back or a curtsy lunge wood chop, going for that back lunge, arms up overhead. As you stand up, balance on one leg, knee drive, hips come, hand comes out towards the hip. So finding that back lunge, arms up overhead, and then reach towards your hip. Same leg, stick with that same leg if you're switching from the back lunge into our chest press. Challenging your balance a little bit more here by asking you to stand up and see if you can immediately keep the weight in one leg. If you need to, you can always lunge, step your feet together, work those lower abs a little bit more by driving that knee up. Bring these, take a break. We'll hit the other side. Stabilization exercise right at the end when I know that you're already a little bit tired. All right, so either you're still just stepping back and twisting in the direction of whichever leg you have towards the front, or you're joining me Here we go. Arms come up overhead. As you come back into your lunge, knee drive, a little twist through the core as your hand comes by your hip. Remember, you can always bring that toe down, between toe down, knee up, toe down, back lunge, or challenge yourself to balance a little bit more. Oops, oops. On one leg. The more you find a spot to focus your eyes and you really control your breath, make sure you're still pressing up through that front heel. Ah, we made it, y'all. All right, come on down to the floor. Keep some weights nearby because you might want to use some weights for our last move. Oops, sorry, neighbor. All right, so we're gonna start off nice and easy to begin with. You can either have your hands palms. Yeah, let's have our hands palms on the floor. We're gonna work to drive our knees towards our opposite shoulders, extend out, knee towards opposite shoulder. If that's a little bit too much for you, feet towards the floor. Help yourself push up into a crunch, lower back down, and at least be drawing one knee up at a time, okay? That's the whole move. If you can challenge yourself though, both knees come up, and then you don't put your feet back down on the floor, you extend them out in front of you. We start in 3, 2, 1. Last move of the day. So to one shoulder, extend out, opposite shoulder. If you don't need your hands on the floor to help you at all, you are welcome to lift your hands up off of the floor. So your shoulders and your knees are twisting in opposite directions. Remember, you can always keep those knees down towards the floor. Then you get a little bit less of a twist in opposite directions, but you're still working those abs and those lower abs. Take a break by drawing that foot up off the floor. We're gonna do the same thing, or whatever worked for you, one more time through. Then I'm gonna give you an option to make it harder for the last 2 rounds. Air conditioning. All right, oh, so cruel. We start in 3, 2, 1, begin. Make sure you're still breathing. Can you create a steady pace for yourself? We are halfway through right now. If you need to take a quick little break, you take a quick little break, and you come back to challenging yourself as quickly as you can. Quick, 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 because there's only 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. If you want to challenge yourself differently for the last 2 rounds, we're going to lower ourselves all the way down. We're going to add in a chest press. So as arms go up, legs go out. As legs go in, arms go down. Begin. And you can do this as a wide or a narrow chest press. If you're doing this and you notice that lower back is coming up off of the floor, either kick one leg at a time, or then I want you to kick a little bit more towards the ceiling in a V so that that lower back stays down on the mat. You can even just keep those arms up overhead and draw those knees in. So that you don't have to feel like you're walking and talking and chewing gum at the same time. Oh, take a break, take a break. We got one more round through. You want to challenge yourself even more. This time as the legs go out, arms go up overhead. Everything meets in at the middle. Make sure that lower back stays down, begin. So extend everything out and then lift. You can even lift your head up off of the floor. Challenge those abs a little bit more. Make sure that you're not stretching your chin up towards the ceiling though. Chin still stays in line with the chest. Air conditioning. Serenity now. Oh, make sure your lower back is still staying down. We are so close, everyone. Push yourself right here at the very end. It's almost time to stretch. We will start down on the floor. You made it. Get rid of your weights. Keep your lower back down. Draw those knees in. Knees to chest pose. Stretch through your lower back, your sacrum. Maybe you even wiggle your bum just a little bit. Maybe you start to rock gently side to side. Make some little gentle circles with those knees, first in one direction. Change direction of your knee circles. Let's come into a big stretch for our quads while we're down here on our backs. So go ahead, keep your right leg drawn in towards your chest. Take your left hand on top of your right shin. Take your right hand and reach under your right leg for your left foot. You found it. As you release that left foot down towards the floor and stretch through the knee, you might need to reposition how close or how far away you have that left foot towards your glute. But as the back of the leg relaxes down towards the floor and you really stretch and press through that left leg, you'll feel a stretch on the top of your thigh, on your quad. See if you can keep that left shoulder down on the mat and slow down your breath. Breathe through it. We're going to stick here for 30 seconds. Find that little extra stretch at the end. One more time, stretch through that left leg. And then switch your hands. Carefully release. Right hand comes back on top of the right shin. Left hand comes on top of the left shin. Once again, find yourself in knees to chest pose. Maybe you extend one leg away from you and then the other. Start to bring that stretch a little bit more towards your inner thighs. And then let's get our quad stretch on the opposite side. So your thigh is close towards your chest. Take your right hand on top of your left shin. Left hand reaches underneath. Maybe you can grab hold of your big toe. Maybe you can't grab hold of your foot at all. And you just release your left foot down towards the floor. As you wiggle your heels, ooh, I got a cramp. As you wiggle your heels and those toes even, maybe a little closer towards your glutes. Just working to bring that lower leg in. You'll start to feel the stretch through your quad. I'm not touching my right leg at all. My heel is close towards my glutes. My toes are pointed down towards the end of the mat. Just simply by opening that thigh and working to press the outer edge of the thigh towards the floor, I feel it in my super tight quad. Oh, if you are able to reach your foot though, it's just gonna help you to get a little extra resistance. You've got about 3 breaths left. Just relax. Awesome. Switch it out. Come back to knees to chest pose. We're going to rock ourselves up like an egg. Get a nice big stretch of those inner outer thighs. So come on into butterfly. If you can't come into butterfly, if that's too tight for you, just go ahead and extend those legs out nice and wide. Open those arms out wide to the side. Go ahead, cross one arm over. Bring a big stretch to those shoulders. Keep slowing your breath down. 2 more big breaths right here. Once you finish that second breath, open those arms really wide to the side. And come into your shoulder stretch on the opposite side. Maybe your legs have loosened up a little bit. Maybe you can come into a little bit more of a butterfly stretch. Just find what feels good for you. Maybe you work yourself into perfect pose or sukhasana. After that next exhale, open your arms all the way towards the back of the room. Have your palms face forward. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Start to draw those elbows in. Keep your chest lifted. Release your hands down. Interlace your fingers behind you. Press those knuckles down towards the floor and tuck your chin to your chest. Roll your shoulders down and back.
Bring one ear to your shoulder. As your chin passes through, bring your opposite ear to the opposite shoulder. One more time on each side. Just notice if any stretch feels like, oh my. Something that maybe you'll want to return to when we finish. Gently release those hands. Interlace them again at the front. Allow those shoulders to come up towards your ears this time as you find that rounding of the back. Reach forward. Oh, that felt good. Inhale, lift up, relax your arms down. Let's come on to tabletop. We're slowly making our way to our feet as you pass through from tabletop. Bring a little shimmy side to side. Go ahead, tuck your toes under, send your hips up, pedal through the heels. Find a little stretch through your calves. And then as you're ready, walk your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands or a combo of both. Take your time. Make sure you really shift the weight into your heels. You can bend your knees and slowly roll yourself up, weighting your heels and your heels and your heels. Inhale those arms up overhead. One more time, stretch up towards the ceiling. Reach through your right fingers, touch the ceiling. Feel the stretch on the right side. Reach through your left fingers. One more time, reach up. My cheesecake is done. That means class is over too. Take your time, relax your arms down by your side. Oh, give yourself a hug. Be so proud of yourself for coming and pushing yourself today. If you have any questions or concerns about anything that I've said or we did together, I hope that you'll reach out. Have a wonderful rest of your day and see y'all soon.